Hi guys, and welcome to another Duloth Experience live stream. And today we will continue our, quests for rank 25 of this Vixen reward week. I just need 310 for the next level, and I have 40, which added to the remaining 218 will be 320, which is more than enough for my L3, and I'd be happy with her. And if I get her to L3, she will be gear 11. So this week seems pretty crazy because they introduced next month events with 2 Legends showdowns, or 1 Legend showdowns and 1 showdown for Reverse Flash. I'd really like it. And these energy blitz and physical blitz are nice because they will allow us to play only with some kind of characters. In the specific, they are the physical for the first one and energy for the second one. And it seems some kind of interesting change of pace because instead of the usual restriction on which character are buffed or not, you will just play, as in the year event with only physical. And to be honest, for me, it will be some kind of easy for the green part, because I think that after I've played a bit with reverse Kid Flash, I will probably get her to gear 11. So I have enough gear 11 greens, and I have a bunch of gear 10 greens, or guys that can get there with just 1 level or of gear. And as of the reds, I am now worse position because I don't like that many reds. So the only gear 11 are these 5, and I have a bunch of gear 9 or guys there, but I don't know what will happen. I think that that shot your gun will be so common as a lead, or the 2 green arrows, they will be prominent in the meta, and Bane. So my way to counter them will be with Red Robin, Deathstroke, the Harlequin Magister, and Red Dude. But beside that, we will see in a couple of days, and it seems that people are already going crazy for Vixen. The good Gergi is number 1, not far from the second, but way far from the 4th and 5th slot. So, it seems nice, let's say, nice competitive week. And disclaimer, I've got, some kind of a challenge. It's not a challenge. We are trying with my alliance to get some data on the evasions from, what an evasion means, if it's 7.5% or if it's 10 or more, and we want to see the difference between offense and defense. So beside that, I think that you will see me playing when I can, when it's not hurting my, stomach and playing with her. You will see me playing with Harlequin Magister way more than usual. And so, without any further ado, let's dive into the games. And I've already played my alliance points, so I don't really need to push more than I have. This kind of gear, this kind of team, it's pretty scary to play with Harlequin Magister. Would be just 1 less guy, because Deadshot can kill her, and so does DOJ, countering her evasions, and Power Girl will just kill her. So for this match we will go with the usual one. Yes. And I'd like to test more of a Grodd, because after his, let's say, change. He's now into a physical tank gear in the likes of Clayface. So he's way tankier than he used to be, and because of that, and the strange fact that his kit seems like a mix of physical and special damage. He is able to do a little bit more of damage with his first and a little bit with his third. So we will see in a couple of moments, as soon as I have the chance to play with him. So they have no way to dispel those bleeds on DOJ. And let's taunt here because I don't want Etrigan to just go crazy. And welcome to the chat, guys. So DOJ will eventually die, and because I have the chance of those intelligence up, I will try and bring down Etrigan if I can. So rack up some strengths up, because we want some healing, you know. And sounds like I can try and stun Etrigan, or just do some damage on DS. So I will go on that shot, and Superman will probably die here. No, he didn't. He died just now. It's okay. And let's say we should kill someone with the second attack. Okay, we kill the OJ, and this will kill that shot. Sorry, I've been in a meeting today, and the place where I was staying was over conditioned. So I strangely took some kind of a cold, and you know, my voice is not the usual one, and I'm sneezing a lot. So if it happens, sorry, I will try to mute the microphone when I'm realizing that it's happening. You know, getting a cold on nearly the 1st of June. It's so strange. So here we can try, even though we have a Superman with probably the 8 chance can miss, you know, 3. We can try some weird stuff here, and we can test Harlequin Magister. So let's see if we can go like this. And you know, it will be risky, but I'd like to test it. And yeah, it's strange because I live in Rome, you know. So she did miss. And I'd like to apply some intelligence down on them. The risk is that I crit and buff Superman and give them demands, but I want the intelligence down because I want increased damage on Grodd and Constantine. And keep in mind that my Killer Frost is just gear 10. So let's check how long. So the speed turns are 2 turns and 3 turns. I don't know why. So some speeds up are 2 turns, and one are I don't understand why this. But there is a stun character, so this will call an assist and buff my guys, and those speeds up are 1 turn. So it seems that some speeds up are, you know, shorter. I don't know why. Yeah, no, it seems that the kind of damage is the same as before. The only big difference is that they changed this kit. So right now is some kind of you know mixed kit. It's a tanky physical kit. I will show in a second. So this is just wasted attacks. As you can see, there's no damage here. I'm loving Killer Frost. As soon as I get her to, as soon as I see how, I wish I only had the steel intelligence up on Grod. As soon as I see Kid Flash, I will decide on her upgrade to Gear 11. But again, she seems so nice. So I've lost this game anyway, because even though if I can chain stun them, Mira will probably just destroy me. And Grod is dead, so there's nothing I can do. Let's go. Okay, let's show. Yeah, but I wanted to use Harlequin Magister for our testing with the Alliance. This was not a proper team, and I used Constantine just because of the Alliance points. So let's go to what I was talking about before. So right now, Gorilla Grodd in Gear 11 has these 816, 300, 1195, 180, and this 11k health, which is the exact same kit that this guy has here. And if you compare his health, his total health, he has 35 or 36k health, while he has 35k health. Hi, Mrs. Ogre, and thank you for the message about Ogre going live. But he usually stream where I am at work, so I cannot really follow. I usually follow him very early before going to the work, but when I'm there, I cannot be on YouTube, or I will be just kicked out. Like 1 year ago, they allowed me to stay with the headphones and YouTube on background just to listen to music. And right now they don't want that, so I can't even do that. So I was saying, he is now, and before he had just, let's check Michael's, because he has Superboy. I checked the wrong guy. He has Superboy in Gear 11, and Superboy did have its same kit. So as you can see, he did have just 200 intelligence up, and those are the pistol kit with the speed and intelligence up. And the issue here is that right now it's not an issue; it's just a difference. Right now, he has way more base intellect. He had like 800 before. Scarecrow, in a second, I will talk about it. He had 800, and right now it's more than 1000 and 1500. So he does way more damage with his special attack, and because he has a physical tank kit, his skill, which do normal damage, which is the first one, Grodd's Rage, does more damage than before. So I think that right now Grodd is in a good position. As you may know, I was already using him before the buff with Killer Frost and Aquaman. And to be honest, I'd like to test him with Al Jordan too. But if you play with Al Jordan, you have to skip this gain 3 speed ups to everyone. Overall buff. The only thing that he lost is his speed. Because he was way faster, a little bit faster before, and it's not now. He used to be faster than Killer Frost, and right now he is slower than Killer Frost in Gear 10. And to be honest, this is good for me because you can go Killer Frost on turn 1. Yeah, it's the slower Ogre. It's the slower Gorilla Alive, and he's a tanky guy, so it's okay if he's slow. And as I was saying, it's good because you are able to use Killer Frost 2, and then use his Psychic Leader, which will call an assist and give intelligence up to everyone, and speed ups to everyone. And so I think that I've just chose this one. I think this one is way better than it was before. So I think his order for the legendary points should be 2 first, 5 if you want to use him in a leadership position, and then 1 and then 4. But when he was in the other kit, this was a way for me to snowball, and thus I chose this over the other. I think this is your 3rd or 4th buff, legendary buff. This one will make your team tankier, but to be honest, I don't really like it as one of your first choices. So maybe it has a spot for its 3rd or 4th point. This one is way better because Killer Frost, Jessica Cruz, himself, Hatrigan, and so on. Even DOJ, he can steal those intelligence up and begin the slaughter. So this is okay. And remember, Hatrigan buffs last 2 turns. The buffs he gives last 2 turns, so you won't lose the benefit of stealing them. Hi Gergi, and congrats on number 1. Yeah, I like it, Ogre. I really like it. And then I got a question about Scarecrow, and especially because there's an awesome pack for Scarecrow in the shop. You usually get 100 shards, as you can see here, for 8k, and you can get that many shards for just 5k, which is something I'd like to buy, but to be honest, I have to save my gems to reach the guy in the chat here, because I want top 35 and I cannot slack. And those convergence of good events one after another means that I need to spend a lot of gems in the next days. So I cannot afford to spend the gems to get my Scarecrow to Hell 3 here, because I need 2 lucky pulls and more, because with 2 lucky pulls I will get he won't, he will be number 1, I'm pretty sure. as I said, if I get 17 and 17, I still won't be able to get 12-3. So I will just wait. And to be honest, just talking about this kit, this ability here is the same as Batman Beyond. And same is this one has the same ability of Batman Beyond. Okay, because when you level him up, he will apply 3 and then 2 more. And if you check Batman Beyond kit, he has the chance to apply 4 and then go again with a lower chance. And this one will apply some each chance down on the opponents at the start of their turn. So the point is that you may use maybe Batman Beyond. Yeah. Again, I think that Vixen is an awesome character, one of the best kit in the game, because like Hippolyta and herself, and I think there are just a couple of others, you are able to choose how you play every single game. You may want to go for an anti-evasion tactic, or you may want for a heavy bleed one, or again, whatever. With Hippolyta, you can go with the call assist trick, or buff your guys, or buff their defenses, and so on. So I like those kind of kits. And to be honest, Vixen is one character that I always wanted to have. And the issue that I have her just at L1 to me means that I won't use her that much, because you will lose statistics, you will lose points here, and so on. Ogre says that L1 is fine, L2 is godly, and so on. But I prefer to have L3 or more if I can, play with them. And again, I was saying Scarecrow has the same kit as Batman Beyond. The only big difference here is that he is a leader. Okay, so you may bring both of them to a game for some kind of redundancy. But when you go into evasion heavy team, maybe you want to bring Batgirl. She will have the same exact hit chance down on every star. Hi Kerob, it's all fine. I'm some kind of a cold on June 1st because I was in a cold room today due to a meeting, but beside that I'm fine. We are talking about a Scarecrow because of the offer in the shop, and because it's the first time since a lot that is available in the shop. So Batgirl gives you the same chance, the same benefits in evading every turn, and because of this chance doesn't go more than 15%, because it's 20, 13, 14, 15% chance. You are not sure that you will use your Living Nightmare, which is this skill that does damage to the enemy, and apply the stun if needed. And you won't apply the speed down. So in the end, you will probably use as your team leader Batgirl, which will means that your team will start with 3 evasion, and if you add up the hit chance down and the ability for her to heal your teammates, I think it's just better. And if an enemy misses an attack, she will use her light damage and purge 1 buff. So again, this can be skilled to not miss, but that's not the point. So I think that if you want to go to an innovation heavy team, and I always say don't put all your eggs into the same basket. You will probably give me this spot, please. 1 second. So Batman Beyond, and where's Scarecrow? So you have this choice here to use your Batgirl as your first, as your leader, and Scarecrow as a redundant way to give the opponents each chance down at the start of their turn. So you have these two guys here, which will give it chance down, and Batgirl that gives you evasion. And the last spot, I suppose you want a navy blue damaging guy in like maybe, all the three of them benefits from call assist. I could have said Etrigan. I don't go there. So I think one of the best guys to have here is Constantine. Because if you call assist with all of them, you will get benefits applying each chance down. Yeah, Augur, we got the same name, the same thought. And one awesome thing that you can do is to apply the taunt on your Batman Beyond, and if it gets missed, it will retaliate. So, and you can choose him or Batgirl. They will all retaliate if your opponent misses, and the call assist will just be gross. And as Augur is saying, both Constantine and Scarecrow benefits from the armor of debuffs. Scarecrow can provide some kind of additional control to this team with the stun chance. Let's go over his kit. And where is Scarecrow? Because this has a 7% chance to stun a target for each debuff. So we just, let's say, Constantine applies 6 debuffs. So it's already 35%, and every one of them applies 3 to 7 each chance down, which means you may have 15, 12 in this range, 12, 15 each chance debuffs on a target, which means that you will probably stun 100% of the chance. So it's gross, and it's a shame that I don't have the resources here to just buy his level 3, because I think is where it shines. Because you want this one as your first skill, then you want the stun, and then you want the first one. Fear gas, it's nice because it will make them squishier because of the agility down, which is the same thing that Green Arrows does if you ever faced him and you cried. And the leadership is nice, but L4 is its best, but it's I think it's at usable at L2, because you definitely want the fourth one and the first one, and then you have this additional control kit into the stun. So you have the ability to control your opponents with each hands down and with the stun. So it's some nice thing here. I really like the chance that we got to level him up and unlock as Mrs. Augur just did. Yeah. The only reason you would bring him over Batman Beyond is maybe they are heavy blue, so heavy mystical over Batman Beyond with his energy. But again, I think that 4 and 1 are essential, and yeah, Augur just prefer the stun here. But the gate, it's to me much of an hindrance here, while this one and this one requires nothing, and I usually don't like gated skills unless they are easy to to reach, like Aquaman 1. Okay, stun if 3 bleeds are on target, but he applies those 3 bleeds, so there is no gate at all. And that's the reason. And just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So Yeah, but you know, it's not a 100% chance turn, and you have to reach those kind of stunts of debuffs on the target. But again, I think that this kind of team will be pretty fun. You have a lot of synergies here, and I think you can, get to something. If I get some of those, horrible 11k teams, I will just try the team because I think it's pretty funny. Oh, so you prefer the leadership because he can stun, but can he? That's this leadership applies the Living Nightmare, but it's a legendary effect on a passive. Does it trigger? Are you sure that it triggers? Okay, fine. So you have a point for his leadership over Batgirl. But I don't know. To be honest, I haven't played with him, so I'm just evaluating his kit either on itself. And again, I don't have all the information because, as you can see, my skills are just one. I never use his legendary powers because I'm starting to upgrade him in these days because there's no good red to upgrade this month. Yeah, I started 2 days ago when they revealed all the characters that were reworked and had events during the month. And so he was gear 1 in a couple of days ago, and he will get there. I think at the end of June he will be gear 10 because I will do the quest for the red on him. So let's go back to the PvP, clear the last fight on the board, and hope that we get some, noobs, no, low-level guys on the next one. And so let's go with this thing. And after I clear those two, if you prefer some kind of teams to be tested, beside the one that I just said that I want to test, please feel free to tell it, because I will gladly oblige. So let's buff up here. Yeah, I think that he will be interesting, and I'm doing the legendary quest to upgrade 10 pieces of gear on him these days. So, it will be tomorrow, so it won't be that high, but it's something that I'd like to see. So here, I don't know if I want to kill Mira or Atrian. I think that Mira is better. And no, I didn't. What's your team for physical blitz? Hedruan will go AoE, I suppose. And thus I think that I need to try and bring him down. Yep. Starfire, to be honest, I don't really know if I even get her to higher legendary levels, because I will probably buy her gem pack because I'm short on gems, and as I said, I'd like to showcase something during the stream, and because to play you have just gems, you have just spend gems. I have to. Hazor Airkit, she seems like some kind of firestorm, and thus I think that using her with Grodd or guys that really buffer like Steppenwolf or Clayface, like Starfire. As you would play Firestorm, you could play her. To be honest, I don't like to. I like to read the skills in general, just to get an idea on the possible combination that they can spawn. But as I don't like, I'm not interested in Starfire as a character because I had no interest in her in the comics. So beside that, I usually prefer to wait for the characters to be released and play a little bit with them, see their skill in action, and how they are tuned, because Grodd seemed gross. And after we did play a bunch of games, we realized that he was underpowered. And even if in the end, at Gear 10, I was able to... I will get there in a second. Even if in the end, in Gear 10, I was able to play him with some kind of success, only because of Killer Frost and Red Robin. It's not really some kind of plug and play character like Etrigan can be. And let's go with this. I will talk about Firestorm in the meantime. So, again, this week I did play a lot with Grodd and saw how he could perform into various compositions, and I really enjoyed him. And the next week I will play with Terra, and that's my thought process. I usually go with the Alliance character because it has more interest for the community, because they want to use it into the weekly Alliance mission, and I get to play one character that I have to use it anyway. That's the thing that I am doing. And as of Firestorm is one character that's able to snowball. His kit revolves around him getting a bunch of buffs with his own skills or someone else buffing him, and then you proceed in purging those buffs and do a lot of damage. He has an ability to apply some controlled go on. No, I preferred it did go on Fate. So we will lose one, probably Power Girl, if she doesn't get that immunity. Yep, we knew that we couldn't kill Cheetah on the fly at the moment. So as I was saying, of Firestorm, you have the chance to apply some kind of protection to your teams, give him shields, or you will do a lot of damage, special damage, to your whole opponent teams. And he has chance to rack up some buff on himself, and with the Ask Presostine, and he can get intelligence up, so many more buffs if he gets buffed. So the trick in using Firestorm, and the first one is just a special damage skill, which gains a lot of crit chance up if he is buffed. And all those benefits he gets from the legendary points tend to make him just more snowbally. There's not something that completely changes his kit. He just do something better. So instead of getting just one intelligence up, he will get one intelligence up and one crit up, which means that you will purge your buff faster and quicker. And when you use the damage, you will get the intelligence up back again. So you will, you have a lower cooldown, let's call it. Not the skill cooldown, but just the time that you need to get back to a point where you can one-shot guys with your skill. And again, the shield will heal himself, or the intelligence up, legendary points will just give him more. So it's a pretty standard upgrade in the legendary points. But the way that you play him is just by using someone like, Steppenwolf or Clayface, or I was saying for Starfire, someone that buffs him a lot, or applies some intelligence down on the opposing team. So guys like, if you have a Reviver in Constantine, or Harlequin Magister, and so on. Or you may even go for the Gorilla Grodd route, where you can apply intelligence up and speed up because it's pretty slow to your teams. The speeds up are buffs that you can purge, and then you go from there. So you can use someone that buffs him to make him quicker, or just someone that weakens your opponents to make his damage scale higher. But again, there are some other guys that do what he does, maybe better. And one of those guys is Jessica Cruz. She does a lot of damage. She applies shields. She does an AoE. She applies shields to all your teammates, and she applies affinity resist up, which is something that you can, overvalue. And air damage and air leadership are way better than Firestorm. Firestorm has a huge AoE, but it requires some setup, while she's easier to get by. But again, there's DP Daniel from Oddsman, which is running a Smarty Pants video series about guys with special damage. And Firestorm, as you can see, is one of his Gear 10 guys. He is one of his Gear 10 guys, and he is using some videos with him. Oh, what is a good team comp for Bane? Bane is a snowbally character that benefits from him being taunted or him being overhealed. So if you want to play him like everyone does, just go with Enchantress, Swamp Thing, Bane, and maybe Clayface. You're welcome, Halmir. Halamirain. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. So the usual team that you will go with, Bane, I don't really like it a lot because it's just randomness at its pure. You go like this, and because of the ability, this was one of the stable team in the metagame recently. This team is gross because at the start of the battle, Enchantress will cast Burst of Vitality, if I remember correct, on a target. So if she targets your Clayface at the start of the game, he will use Verso Vitality. And Verso Vitality means heavy overheal on an ally and a small overheal on the whole team. Hi, Datebayo or Diobrando, whatever. Which one you prefer. And so you will start the game. I will talk about the rework in a second. Okay. I was saying this team is gross because you have some random attack, so many random attacks, and all the blues, both Swamp Thing and Bane benefits of the start of the game overheal, Enchantress benefits of the start of the game overheal, and if the start of the game Verso Vitality drops on Clayface, you will have a 72k tank, which is something that you will not bring down. So this team has been played a lot. It's very successful, but it's nothing new, and that's it. If I get to choose how to play Bane, I would rather go with something like this, because you want Bane in a composition where he gets to take some damage. So you will use him in this composition where you can, this is a variant of my Doomsday team. The difference here is that Doomsday will buff up for every attack Sid performs, while Bane benefits of him being the taunter and tanking some damage. So you will have Ivy giving him stamina up and Constantine giving him the taunt, which means they are forced to attack him, and this is good. And you may even benefit from him being damaged, because he will get the strengths down on the opponent teams for every retaliation. So these three guys here, it's a nice way to play the composition, which is not the most immediate one. And his ability to weaken your opponents can go in tandem with some other guys, and you may have in the last spot another tanky guys, like you may use your Doomsday, because you want to alternate who's taunting, sorry, or tanking if you prefer. If you want to have Bane or Doomsday based on the next turn, or who's going. But again, I like the if you want to use Bane, you have to choose or to game. The fourth spot is a filler, and maybe you want someone that can enable your whole composition by speeding up your Constantine, or maybe you want you have on the other side an heavy red team, so Bane is a good taunter here, because red on red doesn't do that much damage, and maybe you want a green to perform some damage, so you may use anyone here as a green, like you may use Steppenwolf if you want to avoid the misses, or you can use Batman Beyond, because when they attack Bane they will miss, and on and on and on. So it's just the last spot is whatever you want. Mira, to be honest, Mira is not something that you have to build around. She is one of the best damage dealers with this skill, is special damage, and she does a lot of damage. And her skills just do nothing special. She applies a lot of mans. She apply damage immunity and heal immunity, so you can plug her in that team and be done with her, because she will apply the mans on Bane, and she will apply the damage immunity on Bane, which is gross. But you can do that even with Broccoli. the less known Green Lantern. And the benefit of Broccoli is that if you call him as an assist, he will apply again more shields and more mans to the targets, and that's why again you have the ability to play the last spot however you like. Mira is good, Broccoli is good, even Red Robin or Cheetah is good because you want to enable your whole team and you have a damage dealer. I think it all depends on the opposing team. If you find, let's say, a green heavy team, which means that your Bane won't be able to tank that much, then Mira, by all means, will slaughter them. Because you can even give her damage immunity and taunt her. That's something good that you can do. So again, Mira is good in that spot. Broccoli is good in that spot. Red Robin is, and again, she's not someone that I consider that highly because she just does something that others can do. She's a bonkers damage dealer, and she applies a lot of mend if you go against, Etrigan or Power Girl or Harlequin Magister. But beside that, maybe you want someone that can can purge your team. So maybe you want POT in that last spot. Because if they start bleeding your Bane, or if they start applying healing immunity or buff immunity on him, you are just screwed. So the last spot you need to choose accordingly to whatever you have on the other side. So the reworks. Reworks this month has been Blue Beetle, which to me it's a strange rework because he was ignored when he first was released, but he has the chance to purge 25% static shields from the target, and they now moved him to some kind of ignore shields like Reverse Flash or Power Girl 3 does without even removing them. And as of the other skills, they are more or less the same that he had before. So I'm still upgrading him to gear 10, and I will wait to the second part of the month to apply the rings because I'm starving for the rings and I want to apply them on Kid Flash because it's next week heroes featured in the Alliance point. But after that I will test him a bit. While the most interesting things about Terra is what someone said on Reddit, on Discord. They have to decide if she's a special damage dealer that it's built around on anti-evasion kit or anti-healing immunity kit or whatever. She just does a lot of everything. She applies evasion down, she applies healing immunity, she applies stun immunity to your team, and she will gain debuff immunity and give 8 agility up when she dies, which is, something strange. Her kit is not something that I have, understood very well, because really she does a lot of things, and she will be the featured character in 2 weeks. I'm happy that she's have a PvP week. Because I will able to bring her to L4. In the end, I'm a collector. And then that's Gerg. That's what I was saying. She seems like jack of all trades, master of none. Because if you want some healing immunity, I don't like the 17 chance to apply the healing immunity. I want 100 chance. like Superman, Swan Thing, or whatever they can do. And if I have to go for some random chance to get the healing immunity, then why not bring Red Hood? He applies the bleeds, can get 2 meter up, and applies the healing immunity if he bleeds. So, you know, she seems strange. And the stun immunity is nice. But you are not bringing her for the stun immunity. If you want the stun immunity, you will bring POT probably, which is way better than she is. Or you will bring maybe your Hal Jordan or whatever. That's the issue. She does a lot of things, but I don't know if she does anything that good. And what they added is third proc here, which I don't really understand, because, you know, why I should penalize if I applied silence on an opponent, which I don't know. You want them to be silenced just to do more damage, which is, well, I don't know. She will do a little bit more of damage if the opponent is silenced, but she doesn't provide the silence, so you have to bring someone to silence them, and you are penalized in building something like this, because, you know, the silencer as of now are few of them, so it's kind of a meh rework. To be honest, I only care about his, fix. And one thing that they even changed, I showed that, the big guys here, boo, Doomsday is not big, we already knew that. The big guys here, were this one, and Grodd was a tiny little bit one, and now he is bigger. Wally. So Wally's kit revolves around speeds down and speeds up on the opponents. You cannot control the speeds up on your opponents, at least as of now. So it seems like he's a counter for himself. They are trying to give us a good character, which won't snowball like Etrigan can do. And because you have to evaluate one skit based on the skill that you will probably use the most, which is this first attack. And because it revolves on the speed down, you want to use him with his, it's not the father, but his father, with Clayface, because it's 3 will apply speed downs, and his 1 will apply speed downs, or with another, underused character, which is Captain Cold. So my first idea with Wally was with Captain Cold, Lead Team, Poison Ivy, because she applies the speeds down on the first one. Captain Cold, Ivy, Wally, and then you needed a tank. And I thought of Clayface. But using this composition, you lack any damage against the blue and the reds to a degree. So I don't know. I need to test it to feel it on my skin if it's worth to have some kind of composition, because maybe some kind of character that you will just plug it like the other Reverse Flash, like Reverse Flash is, where you use him like for some turn meter control or just some AoE or whatever. His kit seems pretty similar to the one of his, so-called father. So I think that I will get him to gear 10, test him a bit, and then I will give you, a better assessment of his skill or team compo. The first one that I said came to my mind was all revolving about turn meter control and speeds down, and that's the one I said. You can even use your reverse flash in that. But I think that he will. I didn't even check the dates. I think that the event will start tomorrow night or Saturday morning. Hi, Mrs. Ogre. Yeah, don't worry. Thank you for being here. And tell me about how the experiment with the Bane composition goes. So let's see if we get some low-level teams. Yes, we got at least a couple. So this one, it's scary because they have all those. It's an alliance team, but it's scary because of the reason I said before. So let's see what's my scarecrow. And I want this one. Yes. This one. I won't get the legendary right now, but so bear with me. We will lose, but it's just to show how the team can work. She is gear 8. Batman Beyond is gear 10, but not fully skilled. Scarecrow is gear 4, not even close to a skill. And we needed taunters here, so we will use Halloween Magister. CC, Ivy, Flash and Wally. Okay, so it's the same thing that I was advertising, called Ivy, Wally, and the fourth one is Flash. I suppose the reverse Flash is way better, but you can use Ivy and Flash to spread the speeds up. We have to see if the buffs from Wally are permanent, like Flash and reverse Flash are, or if they have duration. I still don't know, something like that. So this is the team. Let me see if I have the legendary points on Batgirl. At least those. So I have just one point, and I think that you want this. Yes, this one. So she is not skilled, as you can see. It's just for science, as Jess is saying. So here, I'd like to try and kill Hetrigan. So the misses will bring them low enough. And again, this was easier because just my Harlequin Magister is gear 11. But you got my point. The appliance of the each chance down every turn. Let's try this team here. They are gear 11, so they will slaughter me just with an attack. So I think that I need something like this. So you want to apply the intelligence down on your opponent team. This will do no damage, so it's just to purge the taunt or whatever from her. I want to remove the chance from Cyborg to kill my guys, or I can kill Killer Frost. So this will mean that he can miss on Allegory Magister and don't want it. So let's apply just one hit chance down on him. So he has a bunch of hit chance down and no hit chance up, and this should be the best thing that I can do. And as you can see, we have a gear 4 Scarecrow here, and Batgirl gear 8, and my Batman Beyond is gear 10. And this team was with 3 gear 11 guys. That's what I was saying, that they can the chance down can just be brutal. And here we want to kill that Cheetah as soon as possible, because you know she has the 100% chance hit on the auto attack, and she will buff up her whole team. So let's keep purging, and let's apply some damage on her. And let's hopefully kill her. Yep. So my Scarecrow just died to the AoE on an opposing affinity guy. It's okay. And Alaquil Magister punch a lot of damage if she wants, due to the retaliation, so she's quite good at doing that. I think that my Harlequin Magister is dead as soon as she takes one turn. And again, another Gear 11 team destroyed by Gear 8, Batgirl, Gear 10, Batman Beyond, and Gear 4, Scarecrow. As I said, I think that I didn't fight for Batgirl because Steppenwolf is a reality. And when you can choose, you know, this one. When I can go against this guy, which is as 3 part of 4 of my exact same team, with some team like this one, you will just have an edge above him, because the evasion up will benefit my team. The evasion up will benefit my team. The fact that I can get every turn over and over those agents up means that I will just benefit from them doing their stuff. And here I shouldn't miss on Harlequin Magister. Or maybe right now I can. But this AoE will mean that they will probably die. And as you can see, because she exists, because Steppenwolf, oh, I'm sorry for you, Gergie. Because Steppenwolf exists, and Steppenwolf can be brutal in Gear 10, because you just need him to be Gear 10 to work. You don't need him to Gear 11. I've used Steppenwolf in Gear 10 in top 100 without any issue. So, because Steppenwolf exists, we did 3-star this game without losing anything. So, to be honest, I don't care about defense. Because if I did care, I should have played always the best team, and I would have got way more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 win over 20, I suppose they are. Okay? So, I don't care about my wins, because I like to play some strange composition, I like to play some stupid teams with maybe Doomsday solo or Doomsday and Constantine, and you don't care about that. So you just ignore the losses, and you just go on and play the game that you like. But again, if you care about the wins, that team composition is not something that you want to play with. I need to use Harlequin Magister for my experiment here. So let's go like this. No, there's a point in using her. So Robin will hit. No. Let's go on. We don't want to kill. Killer Frost on turn 1, because we wouldn't get any kind of buff. Because you know there's Silver Banshee here. But I think that I will try and bring her low enough that I can kill her with Harlequin Magister if I don't miss. So she did miss. Give me 1 second. So let's see if I can kill her. Yep. So right now I will benefit from them being under a bunch of evasion, and I will slaughter them as soon as I get a turn on my own guys. May it be Steppenwolf or Power Girl or Hetrigan. because this is how it works. Steppenwolf is just a crazy good character at R5. At L1 is godlike, and everything above that is just such a pain to fight against. So, sorry, I was, some kind of stuttering. Okay, so we have had some nice teams. Let's smash our face against this guy. So, this team is one that I usually win against. But the issue is that I need to bring some answer to the stupid combo of Swamp Thing and Jessica Cruz. I want to kill Swamp Thing as soon as possible. But Jessica Cruz is there to remind you that she will do a lot of damage if you do that. So Jessica Cruz has to die first. Eventually she will. And she will usually end up using her first AoE, yep, as you can see, on the first turn. So here you have to do the AoE because you want to kill Swamp Thing. But this means that Jessica Cruz will probably kill someone on her turn. So we have two choices here. Try and kill Swamp Thing with Hetrigan, because Jessica Cruz has a lot of intelligence up, and we will lose someone in the process, or we can just try and kill Jessica Cruz. So I think it's better if we kill Swamp Thing first and lose someone here. It's okay. But again, as she loses her intelligence up, she is done. Super Bill is using Jessica Cruz a lot. I think he has 19%, 99% of the encounter I've made with him are always with Jessica Cruz L5 led team. So let the fun begin. Please someone hit me with an hammer. Very hard. Hit me hard, please. I don't want to fight this guy. At least he doesn't have neither Hetrigan nor Swamp Thing. So it will be easier than most of the composition I usually met here. You should have created, And the very nice thing that can happen here is that they keep attacking your Superman with Mirror Master, meaning that everything that they will do will only slow him down, and they did this stupid thing. Meaning that he will taunt and tank forever with damage immunity. So Red Robin has no buffs. I will try and kill them with AoE. So I killed the wrong Robin, but it's okay, because, Hetrigan will slaughter them. So clap your hands, do whatever you want. As I said, this composition without Swamp Thing or Etrigan is way easier to beat than the one with those two guys. And this is a rare occurrence with, I don't know, a strange team here. What I'd like to do is, you know, capitalize on the fact that they have no taunters. And Superman will probably kill my Harlequin Majester because, you know, he cannot miss. But we will see. If I can kill Constantine soon enough, it will be good for us. So, Constantine is invisible, but my Red Hood will get the true sight, and we will try to bleed him and whatever. The fact that it doesn't have the, you know, the enrage means that it doesn't care about being forced to attack and use the automatic attack. I don't want to crit, I didn't. Fine for me. So he did miss. And he did miss too. So let's start snowballing here. No damage for me? Okay. So Hadrian is dead, Red Robin is close by. Superman cannot taunt because of buff immunity. And I don't have any good reason not to AoE here. The Blitz should kill Red Hood, but we can maybe take some time and trying to, you know, remove some damage immunity from Superman, or not. We didn't get any single proc from Red Hood, which is okay. Let's keep trying our luck with Purge. Nope. No proc. And we should kill him in a couple attacks with Adrian. We were talking on Reddit about there's a guy who really took his time, and I appreciate that, by running you know, some kind of a quiz, a question about what the community, the Reddit community, thought that the best character would have been. And he said he put or the community put Superman as you may want to upgrade him soon, and I think he is the best leader right now as of the energy guys. What do you think, guys? Who's the best energy leader available? Beside, you know, Steppenwolf being used on some kind of niche composition. You know, overall, who's the best green leader? I think the chances are Superman, Grodd, Steppenwolf, Jessica Cruz, Martian Manhunter. I don't see Al Jordan that much. Captain Cold. I don't know. I think he is just the best. Be right back in a second, please. I'll be back. So, back. Superman and Jessica Cruz. Okay. So you are a damaging type of guy. You want the big damage from JC. So as much as I hate Redwood here, it's the best composition I can go. Are you going to fight hard, maybe to reach some kind of, threshold into the next Blitz? Or you are going just to play for the bare minimum and get as much as you can? I don't know if I go... Please, 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 don't die. I don't know... She did die. I don't know if I want to go nuts on that. But I like the chance to play with some specific character. Our plan is to kill Etrigan. Yep. Yeah, I suppose that you weren't going to even bother going to the Blitz. The issue is that last time the Blitz hit, the first time I went crazy just to, test the waters, and I ended up being able to play a little bit just to gain 3k gems. Okay. The second time, I just tested the bare minimum, and I spent like no gems at all, and ended up gaining 2,000. So this specific one, the red one, will be a real life heavy week for me. So I don't know if I even have the chance to play properly, because yes, I will stream on Sunday, and I think that would be the biggest window of time I can invest into the game. But tomorrow I will work as usual, and on Saturday I have some real life things to do with my girlfriend, so I won't be able to play at all, I suppose. Yeah, that's my mantra. My time is worth more than some allotted chance to win. And the fact that you had to grind so hard for that, even reduced the fun that you get. Again, I will probably play the bare minimum just to get to top 5k, I think. Like spending a refresh every days or every couple of days. And then I will see. By the way, I never understood what kind of, player you are. If you are some kind of whalish free-to-play player. So I suppose I would rather taunt here, because we don't want Deadshot to kill my Etrian. And as long my Etrigan isn't stunned, I should clear them all. So we should get another board. Let's hope for some fun fights. And to be honest, I like the Batman, the Joker damaged goods as a reward, but oh, so I think I am top 100. Yes, I'm top 100, and I still get those fights with 6k. So I just grab some points here. Bear with me. Oh, so you are a whale before Deathstroke and Lobo and Goldfish. Okay. I think it's you know, there's a thing where you enjoy how you spend your time, and as much as you keep loving what you do, there's no issue in spending money on it, because as I said many times, when I go out with my girlfriend, I spend for maybe some dinner or maybe to a travel. So I don't understand why people whine about you know, spending 10 euro or 100 euro or dollars or what your currency is on a game, on a mobile game that can close in a month, or if they go to the, you know, really fancy restaurant and spend 100 euro for a lobster, maybe. You spend the same exact thing for something that will, you know, let's be honest, end up wasted in a day or two or more. So it's just, you get some kind of enjoyment from playing this game or going to a fancy restaurant and eating lobster, if that's something that you like to do. So to me, you shouldn't be really, you know, watched as a strange guy if you decide to just go for that. So we have quickly dispatched those guys. If it weren't a PvP day, I would have played with Doomsday, but there's no really any, you know, fair fights in playing with solo Doomsday against those Gear 1, 2 guys. How many points do we need for next year? No, it's too many. There's no point in going all out. So 18k, let's go with Sweet Him as before. So Scarecrow just died on the turn 1. It's okay. We know that when you play with someone which is way under level and you meet up an higher, way higher level guy, you will end up losing. This will do no damage. Oh no, he did. And it seems that the number 2 on Killer Frost is a 100% chance hit, because she, as you can see, she had 10 hit chance down and still hit on Harlequin Magister, stunning her. Yeah, I like. I was talking with my friend Michael, Crumbopolpos Michael, on Discord, and he said that he gets really bored when he gets these new boards with full 3-6 guys with low power. And I said, oh man, it's perfectly normal when you go into a new week entering a PvP, because you know they will use their alliance guys, and yeah, that's what happens. There's no league, there's no way of road blocking them or cutting them out from the competition. So the best thing that you can do, beside testing composition like I'm doing right now, is to just deal with it and find some kind of fun. To me, is going with Doomsday solo or Doomsday with another guy, which is usually Constantine. To him, I said, why don't you go with, Captain Cold and Mirror Master solo? You will have your rogues team, and you can go with that. And he seems to, kind of like it. We will see if he will upload some videos in the next days. One character that I really like to upgrade soon is Banshee, Silver Banshee. She really seems nice, and I think that she was, undervalued that much. But the resources are what they are, and I don't think that I will bother too much into upgrading her, because if I want to upgrade my next blue, I would love to just be this guy here. And in the meanwhile, I will upgrade my Vixen. So these are my two projects. Blue Beetle will not see any Gear 11 action unless, as I play with him, he seems to be better. But to be honest, I don't trust that. Thus, I suppose that he won't ever see the light of day and get to Gear 11. So I have 3 energy here, which means that I will probably use them and then go to bed. So you get to choose which one you want me to fight. I suppose that everyone wanted to see this Constantine team. Nope, it's an alliance one. But there's a L4 Gear 11 Killer Frost and L4 Gear 11 Yellow Lantern Sinestro. This guy is an hero. So So, any preference on the one that you want me to fight? If not, I will just go randomly. Jessica Cruz one. Jessica John Constantine. Okay, so let's go almost death. So to beat this kind of guy, my reasoning usually is kill John Constantine as soon as possible. Because if you don't, it will probably snowball you with his turn meter down and the stuns and the 2 meter down and speed down from Killer Frost. And Bizarro has a chance to stun your guys. So this kind of team works good because you will speed up your Red Hood, apply the blitz, kill Constantine, and yeah. Let's see if it works. But again, there's nothing to see here because that team is just an Alliance 1. So Constantine just died on turn 1. And Constantine will and Etrigan will probably kill someone else here. Yep. So sadly, this was a quick dispatch of them. So let's see the others. And I will tell it right now. Next appointment will be on Sunday. There will be the usual stream at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., depending on my real life issues. I will go to the other John Constantine. And after that, I don't know. Yeah, Killer Frost is one of my favorite characters at the moment. And I don't know if you saw this composition I was talking before. I will play it even if it's not that good against this kind of team. So my Aquaman is still gear 10. Superman, Killer Frost, Bane. Oh, I don't have Bane, you know. The plan here is to just take your time stunning and disabling them. And the way you do that is you speed up your Killer Frost, apply your first turn here, and then you start. Oh, who did give the stun immunity? That's not something I want to see. It's Killer Frost. It's Shioban that's giving the stun immunity. So let's apply some damage here. Buff up. Sadly, gear 11 Constantine against my gear 10 Killer Frost. We knew that would have been a slaughter. So as soon as I stun anyone, Shioban, again, Shioban is way better than we were saying at the start of the, because she counters Etrigan to a degree, and she counters the stunners too. So she should die on her turn. And right now, as you have just seen, that Grodd packs a lot of damage. Why cannot? Oh, he has buff immunity. He just one-shot the Lobo. So again, this team is nice. Probably I did a couple of mistakes in trying to kill someone else instead of Shioben. I should have killed Shioben first. But as you are seeing, Grodd is taking damage from everyone here and still being up. Yeah, Grodd is gear 11. And yeah, let's get out. Let's kill him with a proper team. And I showed this before. Grodd right now, let's go like this. Grodd right now has the same kit as Clayface. So as you can see, he has 36k health and a bunch of agility and intelligence up, exactly the same as Clayface. And you know how hard it is to take down Clayface. Yeah, we all know that he has the agility up, but the point is that when you attack him with Swamp Thing or Etrigan, it's not that easy to bring down. So he's now a physical tank, so he does a lot of damage with his first because he has 2000 strength, exactly like Superman. So he has the same strength as Superman. He has the same health as Superman because it's 34 against 35k. He has his intellect, and he can spread those intellect to the other team. He's a little bit squishier than Superman, and Superman has a little bit of agility, just a little bit more of agility, and that's it. So it's nice that he has this, tanky kit right now. So let's try and kill him properly. I did enjoy Grodd during last week when I was testing the Grodd Killer Frost interaction, and to be honest, I just enjoyed him so much that I decided to level him to gear 11. He will probably won't be one of the best guys that you can have at gear 11. But to be honest, I just really like the interaction with Killer Frost and Aquaman that I said you have to bring him up enough. I don't care what people say. I would have liked to respec his, points after the change, because what it was gross on his L5, and really a Killer Frost doesn't benefit that much from L5 beside the stats, because the shield removal is not that huge of a thing. Because at L5 I will take her to L4, because having this one is no, she does I don't know, to be honest. It's Doombucks that has it. I will ask him to test. He should remove all the shield, then do the damage. But I think that how it's written, she will do the damage, deplete some kind of shields, and then remove everything else they have. And during the last podcast of the Oddsman, Dunebuck said something that before the rework, she used to remember that part. You know, let's say you had 10% shield, right? She would remove that 10% shields and apply it like it was negative. So if the guy with the shield would have gained some shield back, until he gained more than 10%, he didn't gain anything. So if he gained like 5% shield, it was still negative, so no shield on him. It was a bug, I suppose, but it was nice. And again, as a L5, you really want this one. I think the order is 4, 2, 5, 1. This one is just niche. And the only shielders here right now who are Hal Jordan being used, Arcus. There are not that many shielders actively used into high-end PvP. Jessica Cruz is the only one. But if you can perma-stun her, there's no point in removing the shield. The point is that as long as they cannot attack you, they will no damage to you. So shield or no shield, you stun her and you keep applying the ice spear. To be honest, Al Jordan is some kind of character that you can one shot with Hatrigan right now, and thus I didn't really care. Hey. Okay, so I think that I will stop it here because it's midnight for me and I usually have my early shift tomorrow. So I will take my well-earned sleep. I hope to see you guys on Sunday. I will usually post it on usual reminder on Discord, the official Discord, and on Reddit. And that's it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the suggestion and all the questions that you asked during the stream. You made this enjoyable. So good night. See you in the morning or on Sunday if you prefer. Bye bye.